Hello viewers, so welcome to my channel. I'm Hasham Ali Khan. Now I'm going to start a new subject which is there in BBA, MBA, MCOM, etc. The subject is operations management. So this is the first video in which I'm going to explain you about the meaning of production management, operation management, differences between production management and operations management, interface of this production management with other departments and production planning. These are the topics I'm going to explain in this video. In examination, you should not focus only on solving the problems. You must know the meaning of this subject. What is the purpose of this subject? What is the need of this subject? What are the techniques available in the subject? Without knowing this directly, mechanically, you should not go to solve the problem. Otherwise, what will happen? You will get the marks, you can qualify, but you don't have the basic knowledge. So my videos will give you more and more knowledge about the concept. And my suggestion, according to my experience, I am telling this that without having the knowledge, you should not simply solve the problems. So my suggestion, watch the theory video till the end. Get the complete grasp on the topic, on the subject. Then only you should go to solve the problems. So this subject, production and operation management, is very important for particularly MBA students, for management students. And before explaining the meaning of the term operation management and production management, take the screenshot of the points which I have written on the board. Then I'll explain every point in detail. Now, first of all, we'll discuss something about production management, then we'll discuss about operations management. So, production is the basic activity of all industrial activities. So, wherever manufacturing is being done, the production activity is the basic activity around which all other activities will revolve. So, all other activities revolve around this basic activity. If production is not there, then what is the use of financing activity? What is the use of marketing activity? What is the use of purchasing, human resource? All other activities will be waste, will not function. So this production activity is the basic activity. Now the end product of this production activity is the creation of goods and services. First of all, why this production takes place? The production is made in order to satisfy the needs, the wants of the customers, of the people. And the people wants and needs will be satisfied by using the goods and services. So there should be some organization which must produce the goods and services. So here the end product of any production activity is producing the goods and services which are required by the people in order to satisfy the wants. Now, production management. Production activity we have discussed. That means the activity which is concerned with converting the raw material into finished goods. Here, production management, it is the process. It is the process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling all the activities of production function. In the business, different functions are there. One of the function is production function. In this production function, there are a number of activities. Those activities should be planned, should be organized, should be directed, and it should be controlled. And the whole process of this planning, organizing, directing, and controlling, all these activities combined together constitutes production management. So production function is the conversion of raw material into finished goods. Every manufacturing business, the main activity is converting the raw material into finished goods, which are in a usable form. Then, according to E.S. Buffer, one of the reputed author has given the definition of the term production management. He says, production management deals with decision making related to production processes so that the goods or services produced according to specification in the amounts and by the scheduled demand and at a minimum cost. That means he says production management will deal with decision making. Decision making relating to production process, so that goods should be produced according to specification in the amount. In the amount means how much quantity, and according to the scheduled demand when it is required and at the minimum cost. So in order to attain these functions of production should be according to specification, according to the required quantity, according to the scheduled demand and at a minimum cost. To attain all these things, decision making is required in the process. That decision making is called production management. Now, production management is concerned with planning, organizing, directing and controlling of production system so as to produce goods of desired quality at a minimum cost and at the right time. So three objectives are there in production process. The goods should be produced according to standard quality, on time, according to specification and at a minimum cost. That activity is called production activity. Now it involves decision making concerning production processes. So all the decision making in the production process is production management. So production management is concerned with decision making relating to production processes in order to produce goods and services according to specification of quality, of minimum cost and as per the demand schedule. So three things you have to remember. Production should be such that it should be according to our specification. It should be according to the right quality and quantity and at a minimum of cost. That is production management. The next thing I am going to explain you about operations management. Actually, our subject name was operations management. Earlier, the name was production management, but later on, due to some limitations of the topic of production management, operation management has been evolved. Because operation management has a wider scope than production management. Nowadays, everybody will use operation management, not production management. So what is operation management? Operation management refers to planning, coordination and control of all the activities concerned with conversion of input into output. Any business activity is concerned with converting the input into output by using all the resources. Whether it is a manufacturing organization or a service providing organization, they use all the number of resources in order to convert input into output. So operation management is concerned with planning, coordination and control of all the activities relating to the conversion of raw material input into output. Input consists of what are the productive resources, what are the input we use. The input consists of raw material, energy, labor, machinery and all other productive resources. Normally, in any manufacturing organization, the input used will be raw material, then energy will be used, energy in the form of power or any other direct source, and apart from that, labor. Without labor we cannot conduct the production. Then machinery, nowadays machinery, mechanization, due to mechanization every business organization uses machinery and all other productive resources which are used. These are the inputs. These inputs are transferred into output through appropriate system, design, planning and control. Simply having the input will not be converted into output. There should be a system, there should be a design, there should be proper planning and control regarding how to convert this input into output. Now, output comprises product and services. The goods produced or the services provided, that is the output. So, what the business will do, the business will procure all the resources, combine all the resources, make some planning, make some coordination, controlling in order to convert that input into output, and the output consists of goods and services. Now, the output of an automobile, here one example is there. An automobile assembly plant, like car manufacturing. The company will combine all the raw material, labor, energy, machinery, all these resources they will combine in order to produce the car. So all these are the input resources which are used to produce the output, that is car. Similarly, service providing business like airlines. The airline business will carry passengers and goods from one place to another place. They are providing the service. They are not producing any goods, but for providing service, they are using a number of resources. All these resources they are using in order to produce the output. The output is nothing but the safe journey of the passengers, the satisfaction of the passengers to carry from one place to another place. That is also one of the things which is needed by the consumers. The consumers' wants are satisfied either by goods or by services. Earlier, that means before this globalization, before this technological developments, normally the people, most of the people satisfy with goods. But nowadays, service sector have increased. The services also satisfy the consumers. So many organizations are in tertiary sector, service sector. So this is all about operations management. The operation management is not peculiar to a manufacturing organization. Actually, production management is concerned only with the manufacturing of goods. Whereas operations management is not confined only to manufacturing, but it also relates to non-manufacturing organization, which are engaged in providing the services. So here, rather it is found in all types of organization. Operations management is applicable to all types of organization, whether the organization is producing the goods or the organization is providing the service. So that is the reason why operations management will be used in service sector also, like airlines, railways, roadways, all transportation organization. Airlines, railways, roadways, they are engaged in carrying the passengers and goods from one place to another place. They are providing the service. They will use operations management. Apart from that, insurance firms, banks, or other financial institutions. The financial institutions will provide the funds. They are engaged in giving the service to the organizations. And apart from that, hotels, restaurants, and hospitals, educational institutions, these are the organizations which provide services. The operations management is not only confined to manufacturing, it is also applicable to non-manufacturing organizations. Just now I have given the list. Its scope is very wide. So if you compare the production management and operations management, the scope of operation management is very, very wide. Now, distinction. In examination, frequently you may get a theory question regarding what are the differences between production management and operations management. Actually, there are many similarities as well as some differences. Similarities are both are concerned with converting input into output. Both are concerned. Now, what are the difference? Production management implies planning, organizing, directing, and controlling the activities of production function. So, production function is concerned with converting the raw material into finished goods. So, that is the production function. So, in that production function, we have to make the planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. And with the conversion of raw material into finished goods. The production management deals with decision making relating to the production processes so that resulting goods should be produced at the right quality, right quantity, at the right time, and at the minimum cost. That is the objective of production function, and all decision making in production function is production management, right? And operations management is wider term than production management. This point is very important. So the former covers service organizations like banks. Former means operations management. Production management is normally not applicable for service providing organizations. For service providing organizations, it is better to apply operations management. So like banks, transportation firms, insurance companies, hospitals, etc. On the other hand, production management covers only on manufacturing organization. That point you have to remember. So I have discussed about the meaning of the term production management, meaning of the term operations management, differences between production and operation management. Now interface with other departments. Remember, in every organization, in any organization, there are a number of departments. Production department, marketing department, purchasing department, finance department, research department, human resource department. So many different management departments are there. Now, what is the relation of this production department with the other departments? In the beginning itself, we have discussed that all other activities are revolving around the production department. Because if production is good, then only the marketing will function efficiently. There is no problem regarding financial management. There are no problems regarding purchase department. So ultimately, production department is very, very important. But remember, don't underestimate the other departments. Every department is interdependent on one another. The business will not become successful. The business cannot be able to attain its vision, its aim, until and unless there is coordination, cooperation among all the departments. There should be synchronization among all the departments. Now, production interfaces with several other departments. There is a relationship between production department and other departments. How? First, sales department provides the information about the present demand position. Actually, production will be made according to estimated demand. The producer should not produce according to his opinion, according to his judgment. He has to see what is the demand in the market. So before producing the goods, the marketing department has to supply the information to the production department regarding how much is the present demand and what would be the forecasted demand in future. On the basis of that only, the production department will make production planning. Secondly, design gives an idea about how the product should look like. That means nowadays the producer is not product oriented. The producers are market oriented. That means the producer has to see what is the requirement, what is the desire, what is the liking of the customer. According to the customer need, we have to design the product. We have to produce according to the requirement of the customer. So designing department will design the product according to the needs of the consumers. Next, engineering. Engineering drawings give the specification and guides production to develop a product. Once the designing is completed, the engineering department will specify how the production should go through, how the goods should be produced, in what stages the goods should be produced, how the quality of the goods should be controlled. All these things will be done by engineering department. So there is a coordination between production department, designing department, engineering department, human relations department, HR, human resource department. In human resource department, they are concerned with the welfare of the employees. The employees should be provided proper training. The HR should be concerned about the labor productivity. The labor productivity should be more. The labor turnover should be less. The labor should be motivated. All these things is the responsibility of human resource. If the human resource functions efficiently, then definitely the production activity will be facilitated. Then accounts spells out the availability of finance. Every activity of the business, whether it is a production activity, marketing activity, purchasing activity, every activity depends on finance, money. So finance department has to see the availability of finance to help the production department in making the production. Example, the production management requires a new machinery. Technologically, a new machinery is required. Without finance, new machinery cannot be purchased. So finance manager has to evaluate the proposal of purchasing a new machinery. The next one is, just as production department depends on the other departments in the organization, there are other departments also determine useful information from the production department. Don't think that production department is dependent on all other departments. Other departments are also dependent on production department. Interdependency. Why? Because the marketing department can market efficiently, effectively if the goods are of better quality. If there is sales service should be there. There should not be any complaints from the customers. So all these things are required, expected by the marketing department. So marketing department is also expecting some good from production department. So simply we can say interface with other departments means all the departments are interrelated, dependent on one another. Last topic of this video is production planning. Planning and controlling are the basic managerial functions for any organized activity. Remember, the first function of management is planning. Planning is looking ahead, deciding in advance what should be done in future. Only making planning is not enough. After making the plan, controlling, monitoring that whatever we have planned, are we achieving it or not? If we are deviating, then what are the reasons? If it is controllable, some action should be taken to control those deviations. So planning and controlling are the basic essential features of any organized activity, and particularly in production also planning and controlling is very, very, very important. So proper planning and controlling of manufacturing or activities or production system is equally essential and efficient and economical production. See here, if there is proper planning and controlling in manufacturing activities, then definitely the business can be able to produce better quality goods at a reasonable price at the minimum cost. Then production function can be able, the production activities can be able to done efficiently, effectively, if there is production planning and control. In a modern industrial enterprise, production is a complex system. Nowadays, due to technological development, due to competition, due to new things, new goods are coming into existence, in such a complex production system, without planning, no production will achieve success. Every production will will be unsuccessful if there is no production planning. So production planning is must in present day. And production is a complex system, and steps must be taken to ensure that goods are produced in the right quantity and quality. So it is the responsibility of every producer that they have to see that goods are produced according to right quality, right quantity, at the right time and place. At the right time and place, and by the most efficient methods of production. Actually, there are a lot of dramatic changes taking place in production processes also. So management has to see how we can be able to make our production successful so that the quality produced should be better according to the required quantity, right time, right place, and according to specification and at a minimum cost by using different methods. This is the task of production planning and control. The importance of production planning has increased nowadays. Nowadays, the importance of production planning has increased because a number of reasons are there. The reasons are technological development. Due to technological development, new methods of production are coming into existence, through which large-scale production we can make. When we make large-scale production, the average cost will come down. When average cost comes down, we can be able to sell the goods at a reasonable price. We can compete in the market. So in the market, a lot of competition is there. So we have to compete. We have to compete with our competitors, with our rivals. So we can be able to successful only when our product is better than other rivals' product. The importance, complex production operations, wide range of products, and pressure for higher quality. Now customers are also aware nowadays. They have a lot of choice in the market. They are giving more importance on the quality. If the consumers are satisfied with the quality, they will go ahead for purchasing. Otherwise, we will be out of the market. Secondly, growing number of suppliers. That means competition is more. And technological progress, etc. All these things have made the production process very complex now, and without planning and controlling, we cannot be able to conduct smooth production, successful production. So have made production planning an essential base for industrial operations. This production planning means deciding in advance what is to be produced, when to be produced, how to be produced, for whom to be produced. So that if we make production planning, all the bottlenecks, all the inefficiencies in future we can avoid. But because in the planning stage itself, we are estimating, we are forecasting what are the difficulties we are going to face in production. So before that, we are taking some measures. So all the bottlenecks, inefficiencies we can avoid. All the mistakes which may happen in future, that we can avoid if there is production planning. So in this video, I have explained you about the meaning of the term production management, operations management, differences between production management and operations management, interface of operations management with other departments, and lastly we have discussed about the production planning. So inshallah, we will continue the next topic in this subject of operation management in the next video.